Izzy Bites, welcome back to the channel. Now I got a question for you. What do kids love more than pizza? Or what do they like more than mac and cheese? Now what if I told you you don't have to pick, because I am combining the two into one recipe. A recipe that your family is gonna lose their minds over. This is homemade pizza mac and cheese. So stay tuned and let's get it poppin'. Well, okay, here we go with our ingredients. We have plain panko breadcrumbs, turkey pepperoni, elbow macaroni, and we have never any chicken Italian sausages. Very good, family. And we have our marinara pizza sauce. We have 1 stick of butter, some fresh ground black pepper, and this stuff right here called Pizza Magic. This stuff is absolutely good. This is the main ingredient that's gonna have your stuff tasting like pizza. And we have mozzarella, we have Gouda, we have sharp cheese, extra sharp cheese, and we have Parmesan Reggiano, and we have cottage cheese. All together, we got 5 cheeses that's gonna go into this. Now let's get it popping. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and get our water started. Now, for those of you that don't know how to cook pasta, this is the directions. You're gonna fill your pot up with some water. You're gonna add some salt, turn that flame on and bring it up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you're gonna put your pasta into that boiling water and you're gonna give it a stir. Reason is that once you add that pasta into that boiling water, it has a tendency to stick together at the bottom. So we want to make sure that it doesn't stick, okay? Then after that, we're going to let it come back up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, we're going to set our timer for 10 minutes. Pasta needs to cook 12, but we're going to cook it for 10 minutes boiling. And once that timer is over, we're gonna come back and we're gonna stir it, make sure nothing is sticking. We're gonna turn off our flame and we're gonna let that pasta sit in that hot water for 2 more minutes. So set your timer for 2 minutes. Once the timer goes off, we're gonna take our pasta and we're gonna strain it from out of that water. And you're gonna have what is called a perfect al dente pasta. Okay? Now after that, you're gonna shake as much water off as you can. We're gonna set that to the side and then we're gonna start working on our sauce. Now, first of all, we're gonna get our pan nice and hot. And actually, you don't have to get it hot first, okay? You can just turn it on, put your butter in there and let it melt, which is what I'm doing here, okay? Now we're gonna let our butter melt slowly. And reason is because we don't want it to burn, but we do want it to come to a nutty brown. That nutty brown color shows that it's giving a nutty brown taste as well, which also enhances the flavor of whatever sauce it is that you're making. So we give it a nice stir here. Then we're gonna go in and we're gonna add in a 1/2 cup of flour, all-purpose flour. Now remember, the amount of fat that you use is going to be the amount of flour that you're going to use. Now remember, we got 1 stick of butter, which is a 1/2 cup of butter, and we have a 1/2 cup of flour. Whenever you're going to make your gravy, make sure the same amount of flour is the same amount of butter you're going to use. And also, people, don't use oil like grease oil and stuff like that, because that really makes your gravy taste nasty to me, okay? Now we're going to give this a good stir and we're going to try to make all of these knots from this flour to flatten out. Now the flour is absorbing all of that butter. Now once it absorbs all that butter, we're going to let that cook for about 2 minutes. Now after 2 minutes, you can see that flour has turned a brown. That's what we want. And we're gonna go in and add in our first serving of milk, which is a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, and give that a good stir. Now that's gonna thicken up very heavy now. Now we got more milk to add here, okay? So it's gonna thicken up, and as it thickens up, then you're gonna come in and you're gonna add in a half cup of whole milk. Okay, now see how thick that got? Now, first we're adding in our milk in batches because we don't want to add too much where it's gonna make our sauce too loose. Okay, so we went in with that half a cup of milk, and it's gonna begin to thicken up even more, okay? Because you have to remember that flour is absorbent and is soaking up all of that flavor from that milk. All right, so we're gonna stir it, keep stirring it, and try to get it as smooth as possible. Then the next step that we're gonna do is that we're gonna add in our next batch of milk. We're gonna go in with a whole 1 cup of whole milk. Okay, and we're gonna give that a stir. And it's gonna continue to thicken up, but it's gonna loosen, all right? That it's gonna become even more smoother, which is what we're looking for it to happen, okay? Now, as we cook this, we're trying to smooth it out and for it to come back up to a hot temp. Reason being is because as we add the milk in, the temperature drops, and we want the temp to come back up so that when we add our cheeses in there, they'll melt easy with no problem. So we're going in with our last cup of whole milk, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and give this a stir as well. Now, as you can see, it looks loose as soon as you put that milk in there, but as you stir it, it's gonna still absorb, but it's gonna be much creamier than what it was. After it gets creamier, then we're gonna go in and we're gonna add in our first batch of cheese, okay? Now this is the smoked Gouda. And you're gonna stir that around until that melts and gets smooth. Once it gets smooth, then we're gonna go in and we're gonna add in our next batch of cheese, which is our mozzarella. Now it doesn't matter which stage you put it in. You could start with the sharp or you could start with the mozzarella. It's up to you. So we're gonna go in and stir until that smooths out. Look how creamy that gets. And once that smooths out, we're going in and adding in our sharp cheese, our extra sharp cheese that is. And we're gonna stir that until that smooths out as well. Then we're gonna go in and we're gonna add in our Parmigiano Reggiano. And we're gonna give that a good stir as well and let that all melt and incorporate. See how smooth that cheese is getting? That's that cheese sauce, as I should say, okay? Then we're gonna go in with our cottage cheese. Now, I know some people say they don't like cottage cheese, but once it bakes, it melts and it's gonna cream out. Now we're adding in the star of the show, which is that pizza magic that I was telling you about. Now, this stuff right here is gonna make your cheese sauce taste just like pizza. Now, I went in and added 2 tablespoons. Altogether, it's about 2 to 3 tablespoons that you want to add. But when you do this and you stir it up and get it all incorporated, you're going to want to go in and taste it. Remember, people, always taste your food. Now, I went in and put in a couple of more shakes because I felt like it had to have more of that pizza taste that I'm looking forward to. Once we got that all stirred in, now it's time to add our pasta. Now I have a lot of pasta here, so I had to be careful when I was mixing it together. So instead of like really stirring it, I went in and gave it a fold, okay? And the reason why I did this is because I didn't want to make a mess. But we're going to make sure that all of those elbows are getting covered with your cheese, okay? Now we want to make sure we're getting a full coverage here. You don't want to have one area that has more cheese than the other. Now this cheese sauce, you're going to know, is very thick, so you're going to have to add some elbow grease in here, okay? You're going to have to really work it. Now make sure that each part is getting covered with cheese because we want it to be incorporated evenly all throughout. We don't want one part to not have as much cheese as the other. Now, once again, we're going to go in and we're going to taste our pasta here. Make sure that the cheese sauce has that pizza flavor that you want, because you want when people to bite into it that they say, wow, this tastes just like pizza. So next thing we're going to go in to do, and we're going to add it into our cast iron skillet. Now, if you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can go ahead, of course, and use your casserole dish. It's up to you. Now, remember I told you I had a lot of pasta. I could have stopped right here, but I decided, let me just go ahead and just mound it up. So I kind of got like a little hill here, and I'm just smoothing it out a little bit, because the next thing we're going to add onto here is our marinara sauce. So we're going to go in with our pizza sauce, which is the marinara sauce, and we're going to pour that on top. Then we're going to grab our spoon and we're going to smooth it all out. Now, if you feel like you don't have enough sauce up there, then you can go ahead, of course, and add some more marinara sauces. Up to you. Now, I made the decision to go ahead and put this on a sheet pan, which I advise y'all to do the same, because as high as it is, and even if it isn't piled as high, there's a chance that everything could bubble over with the marinara sauce and the cheese sauce, and it'll bubble over and fall into the bottom of your oven and burn. Now, here I go in with the rest of our mozzarella. Now, I have to be truthful with y'all. I ran out of mozzarella, but I tried to use as much as I could, the little bit that I had left, to spread it out as much as possible. But if you have more mozzarella, go ahead and cover the whole top with it, okay? It's just that I didn't have as much as I needed, because I used a lot of it on the inward parts of the sauce. Now, here we go with the turkey pepperoni, and we're going to spread this out. Now, you put as many turkey pepperonis as you want, just like I'm doing. I'm going to try to cover the top as much as possible here with pepperoni, so when you cut into it, you can get you some pepperoni along with everything else to have that pizza flavor. Next, we're going in with our never-ending chicken Italian sausage. Now, these I got from Aldi's, and these don't have no sort of pork or anything in them, and they have a good Italian flavor to them. Now, once you put them in there, you're going to press them into the sauce, okay? Then we're going to go in and we're going to add some breadcrumbs. After the breadcrumbs, we're adding the rest of our Parmigiano Reggiano, and we're going to try to cover the top of this as much as possible. Now, we're going to preheat our oven to 325 degrees and set our timer for 1 hour. After 1 hour, we're going to come out with this. Absolutely beautiful. Izzy Bites, thank you for coming by and checking out my video. I hope that you tried this recipe, because it's definitely something that's gonna turn your family on and all of your relatives. Now, if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click subscribe and the bell, and make sure you give me a thumbs up. Until the next time, peace.